here is unit or 3.1, 3.3 review. And we're going to go ahead and do number 1, which is going to be find the slope of these given points. So I'm going to go ahead and do the equation first, and then I'll graph it and show you both ways to do it. So the equation for slope is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so that would be x1, y1, x2, y2. So let me erase this little marking there. I have a little extra something here that looks that's kind of throwing everything off. So I'm going to go ahead and put my numbers in. So I know that y2 is 4. Y1 is -2. And you'll notice that there's a double negative there, which is going to make up ending that 2 as a positive. So x2 is 7. And then repeating for the other one too. Okay, so both of those are going to become pluses. Okay, because since they're both negatives, it ends up becoming a plus. So let me circle it with a different color, so just so we can know to keep that in mind. This is not. Keep that in mind. Okay, the double negatives become positive. Okay, so that would be 6 over 9, which is 1/3. Divide by 3, actually 2/3. So my slope is 2/3. So let me go ahead and graph it, and then we'll verify if it's indeed 2/3. Okay, so there is my point, -2, 2. Okay, -2, excuse me, and then 7, 4. Okay, and if I count the slopes for these, okay, I'm going to go ahead and it's going to be up 6 over 9 supposedly, right? Or my slope is going to be 2 over 3. So up 2, 1, 2 over 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me go ahead and change colors for how I'm going to graph these. Okay, and then up 2 over 1, 2, 3, up 2 over 3. Okay, so that indeed is the answer, up 2 over 3. All right. So let's go look at number 2. It says graph the line. Okay, before I graph the line, I need to use algebra and solve this equation. Okay, so I've got 3x plus 2y equals 14. I'm going to subtract 3x to the other side. So 2y equals 14 minus 3x. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So y equals 7 minus 3/2 x. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and graph this. Okay, this is the same thing as -3/2 x plus 7. So I'm going to start with 7, go down 2 to the right 3, so down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3, down 2 to the right 3. Okay, so this is what my line is going to look like. Okay, so it says write the equation, slope-intercept form of the perpendicular, of the line perpendicular to y equals -9/5 x plus 5 with the y-intercept of -7. So my slope, my perpendicular slope, that little t means perpendicular, or the upside down t, perpendicular. Okay, perpendicular slope. Okay, so that means I take this slope, I'm going to flip it and take the opposite sign. So 5 over 9 is my slope. I'm going to use the point slope equation. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, and then y-intercept, 0, -7 is my y-intercept. So that would be x1, y1. So since it's a y-intercept, it intersects at 0, -7. This is the point where my line crosses. And actually, it would go the other way since it's a negative slope, okay? It's going to look something like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in. So y1 was -7. M is 5 over 9. Okay, and then x minus 0. So that's y plus 7 equals 5 over 9x. And if I subtract 7 to the other side, I get y equals 5 over 9x minus 7. So that is the equation of the line that we were looking for. Oops. Okay, let's look at this one. It says find the equation of the line that passes through 2, -1, given the point A is 1, 2, and point B is 3, 4. So I'm going to go ahead and graph this. So this one is a multi-step problem. Okay, so first we're going to find the slope of the line. And you can find the slope using slope formula, or you can graph it. I'm going to go ahead and do both. So first find the slope. Okay, and we're not using midpoint, or we could, but I'm going to use x1, y1, x2, y2, and that's kind of rough looking there. Okay. So I'm going to plug things in. So x2 was 3. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be y2, not x2. Okay, y2 was -4, y1 is 2, x2 is 3, and x1 is 1. So that's -6 over 2, so that means my slope is equal to 3. My perpendicular slope is 1/3, -1/3. Because remember, you flip it and take the opposite sign. The negative reciprocal is what it's called. Okay, so then the formula I'm going to use next is going to be the point slope to find the equation of the line. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Let me change colors. That's kind of a rough color to be writing this stuff in. Okay, so y1 is 2. Okay, and I'm using these points over here. Okay, and m is -1/3, x minus x1. x1 is 1. Okay, I'm going to distribute the -1/3 in, so -1/3 x plus 1/3. Okay, so y minus 2 equals -1/3 x plus 1/3. I don't know why I just rewrote that. So add 2 to both sides. Okay, so y equals -1/3. Okay, so plus 1/3, and I forgot the x with that first 1/3, plus 2. Okay, let me go ahead and, okay, so this 2, okay, let me go ahead and move this up so I can see it a little bit more. Okay, I'm like running out of room here because of this, let me see if I can move this. Okay, so -1/3 x plus 1/3, the 2 becomes 6 over 3, because 6 divided by 3 is 2, and if I want to find a common denominator, I need to move this out of the way, multiply the top and the bottom by 3, because we want a common denominator of 3, so 6/3. So -1/3 x plus, what is that, 7/3. Okay, so that looks like what the equation of the line is. Oh, that's just the slope. I totally messed up on that one, didn't I? Okay, actually, you know what? Let me backtrack. I'm going to have to erase a bunch of stuff here because I totally made it go through the wrong point. Because I did correct on the, I was right about the slope, but I totally used the wrong point. They wanted us to use the midpoint. So I need to go ahead and correct that. Okay, so instead of using x1, y1, we need to use the midpoint. So there's a mistake in there. Okay, so the y1 was -1. And the x1 is 2. So that's where the mistake was. So that becomes y plus 1 equals, remember, I'm using the slope, not the first point there, because they are the midpoint, sorry, because they wanted the directions say to use the midpoint, not the slope. So that becomes positive 2/3. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract 1 to the other side. So that becomes y equals -1/3 x plus 2/3 minus 1. Okay, but if I want to make a -1 into a common denominator, it's -3 over 3. So y equals -1/3 x equal minus 1/3. Okay, so let me go ahead and graph this and let's see what it looks like. So this is the equation of the perpendicular line that passes through that point. So it's going, let's go ahead and have 1, 2. Okay, that's A. B is 3, negative 4. Okay, and it's going to pass through that line.